Stop blaming the dating apps. It's you. And that's the title of today's episode on Beyond the Dating Apps with CJ. I firstly want to thank all of my new subscribers and the people that have commented. The AI video blew up. The comments were so good. And I feel like I actually pushed someone towards AI and they are now sold on the idea. So, pros and cons to the episode, but it really did raise a conversation of AI in dating. And today is no different. Today's episode, I wanted to keep nice and short and sweet and really just hammer home certain behaviours that if we ended, dating would be so much easier and so much more enjoyable if we just adopted these, few little tips I'm going to throw in today. I have, as always, got notes with me. I also wanted to do a shout out to everyone that I love because they have actually been watching, supporting, and I didn't know that a lot of people had been watching. So I'm just shouting out to all my secret cheerleaders out there, Right, we're going to crack into the episode. I thought I'd break this episode down with like the myth that I believe is happening in dating, the behaviors and impact that are happening as a result of dating as we find it. And then the reset. There's a big TikTok trend right now, which is the great reset of 2025. And it's about locking in, focusing on goals and getting healthier. And I thought, how perfect we can reset the behaviors in dating in 2025. And they're really simple. And I thought I'd share them because I share them in coaching. I share them with my agency members. So I thought, let's give you these guys at least tips as well. And also, I am going to chuck in some Am I the A-hole? Because that seems to go down really well. I don't know what that's about, but it goes down well. Also, if you do have any that you want to send me, please, my email is open, cj.lgio at hotmail.com. I can answer that, or I will put all my social links in the bottom and start being more professional and showing up better on YouTube. So please know I'm taking lessons and will be able to give you that access if you need it. So let's jump into the episode. I wanted to tonight keep it simple. And dating seems to be the least simple thing in life right now for humans. And it really has baffled me over the years that going back to 2019, the reason why I was so excited to be dating again and to put myself out there was because we had so many options on how to find someone. And a couple of years ago, I heard the saying of the paradox of choice, and it kind of related to the fact that we've got more apps and more access to singles than ever before, more than outside your town or your local family and friends. We have access to the world, and yet we seem to be more single than ever before in history. And I was like, this can't just be a social media problem. And as harsh as it sounds, I really do believe we are the problem here. And I'll take responsibility because I had to learn how to be better in dating. And I wasn't always the best behaved with regards to communicating feelings or spiraling into my own anxious thoughts. But as I said, the simple message today was that dating apps are not the problem. I really do believe this is a human behavior, human culture that has been created that has made dating so damn dire and so damn miserable for people. We should be excited. We should be looking forward to it happening, looking forward to meeting someone, going outside to in real life events and being excited about it rather than seeing it as a chore, or being excited about jumping on a dating app. And I know that's a big ask in this world, but what's the point if you're not going to be excited about doing it? So, the choice overload with people paralyzed kind of treats dating like window shopping. And as I said, going back to the paradox of choice, which I did an episode of, and for anyone that didn't know, it's by The Paradox of Choice is a book by Barry Schwartz. And it says, I just broke it down like a quick little bio. Instead of increasing our freedom to have what we want, the paradox of choice suggests that having too many options actually limits our freedom, and learning to choose is hard. Learning to choose well is harder. And learning to choose well in a world of unlimited possibilities is harder still, perhaps too hard. And you really see this in dating, because it does seem that people are wanting that full 100% perfect person in dating, yet we're not perfect. We're not 100%. And everyone's going to come at people at different levels, and they're not going to be every tick box that you want. And it's because you know that you can jump on an app and there's someone else there. Anyway, I wanted to just shout out that I'm not going on apps at the moment, but I've never felt that apps were like the villains. I thought they were more like the amplifiers of bad behavior, and they kind of magnified laziness and indecision and even ego. I'm not saying anything that we don't already know. We are aware that humans are on there for their own validation, or they need validation and their own ego boost. And having loads of matches gives you some dopamine hit that makes you feel less lonely in this world, I guess, or less undesired. So the myth that, having more apps should give us, more chance of meeting our person is just insane. And yeah, I guess the point here was just to point out that we're not lonely because we keep scrolling. We're lonely because we seem to constantly be chasing something that maybe isn't real. Let's move. Behaviours and impact. This is quite a serious episode. I was trying to make this light. Let's try and lift it up. So the behaviours and impact. I'm not going to be saying anything that's new here. However, I want to highlight what this is and what sort of impact this may have on the human receiving it. We now know there's studies done constantly about the damages of the dating world to us humans. So you will not be surprised by what I'm saying. So firstly, ghosting, avoidance of conflict. The impact is it makes the other person feel disposable, and it really does chip away at that human's confidence. It's insane. And I speak about this regularly, the damage of ghosting and just the shitty behavior that it is. And it fully shows you in a light of being a coward and being unable to have a difficult conversation, which, will end badly in the end. Breadcrumbing. So stringing people along for ego strokes. The impact, it creates doubt and prolongs someone else's healing. For anyone, breadcrumbing could be they text you have a good day, and they don't really check in with you, that's their kind of message into you, or they will go quiet for a couple of days and then send you a message randomly, kind of making sure that they're still in the picture, but they're not there fully, and you don't feel secure or safe. Lazy profiles. I had to throw this in because, again, dating apps are a tool, a very good tool if used correctly. And it's such a shame that we've gone from, let's say 2010 is when they started, and we were judging people for meeting on apps, and now we're in 2025, and we've absolutely obliterated what it is to be on a dating app, and the power of being able to filter from if you want a long-term relationship or a casual relationship, or if you want someone with children or not, or if you want someone with animals or not. I think we kind of didn't really appreciate them for what they were before they're now destroyed. So again, I'm going to go with lazy profiles, the 2-word bios, the blurry selfies, the group photos where we're trying to decipher who you are. The impact here is that it signals you don't value yourself or others' time. And I am very aware that a lazy profile is something that people are put off by. So please have better profiles, don't use filters. And remember, like, you're selling yourself, selling yourself. Next, endless swiping and choice addiction. So the fear of missing out. So again, I think a couple episodes ago I spoke about Am I the A-hole, and how a guy was mid-date and he was physically swiping on Tinder or Bumble, and his date caught him doing it and cut the date off. So, the whole never committing and denying others clarity midday is insane for me, but this endless swiping really needs to be thought about. Comparisons via social media, chasing Instagram ready couples. We see a lot of the most perfect birthday setups or boo baskets for your partner, and wedding days and days out, and this has always been a thing, whether that was a magazine back in the 90s or whether that's a YouTube video or an Instagram post. We have to really, really be aware that whatever is posted has been glamorized in some sort of way. And I really actually appreciate the TikTok creators that are like, this is what you see on Instagram and this is the real life, because it really does show you a difference. So the impact of this is the unrealistic expectations, the dissatisfaction with real people. I'm aware partners are comparing each other, like, you didn't buy me this and I saw this girl get spoiled by her boyfriend and you don't do that, or we don't go out enough because they've seen people go out all the time. And it's, again, comparison is a thief for joy. And a clippable line. So the more so sense that we have taken for granted the brilliant tool that was created for us to meet our partner. And I understand algorithms are at play here and are savage and do just want you to buy. But at the same time, these are our behaviours. Ghosting is a human behaviour. Breadcrumbing is a human behaviour. Lazy profiles, human behaviour. The addiction of swiping or choice is a human behaviour. And comparing yourself is a human behaviour. So for me, it was like, gosh, this isn't a dating app problem. This is a human problem and a human behaviour problem. So let's get to the positive side. The reset, or the master reset. I'm going to steal this TikTok. I'm going to steal this TikTok trend. So we've got profiles with intent. If you are going to jump on the dating apps, I know a lot of you are screaming, I'm never jumping on a dating app. If you are, please, invest 20 minutes into your photos, write something that shows you actually want to meet someone, and just give it a little bit of effort. It really does show. Both sexes here. The one at a time rule, eggs in one basket. I scream this, I'll die on this hill. Have one proper conversation instead of juggling 5. Build respect, and that saves your sanity. I cannot keep telling you guys, having this secure that we're both just dating each other and it's just us until we both decide this isn't okay or this isn't a match. It creates so much peace. I'm telling you from experience. Be direct. Rolls into it. If you're not feeling it, please say so. The whole silence and them picking up on a vibe that you're not interested and you're saying you're fine, both sexes again, we could just be so much more time saving and time efficient, and being direct for me is definitely worked in my favor. setting up boundaries. So I say to a lot of clients, can you set 20 minutes a day and you can decide whether that's going to be in the evening? I recommend the evening and not before you go to bed, and not actually swipe all day. And another one I wanted to add following last week's episode was AI usage on apps. So as a boundary, please try and be as human as possible, because you ultimately are matching with a human here. See people as people. So there's a human behind every match. Ask yourself, would I say this to their face? It's a really good question to hold yourself accountable for how you treat another human. And if you wouldn't say it to their face, then please do not treat it like that over message, okay? It's not a hard list. It isn't. Make a profile with intent if you're going on the dating apps. Eggs in one basket, one at a time. Be direct with what you're looking for and how you're feeling with kindness. Setting boundaries with apps and AI usage, and see people as people. Remember, you're dealing with humans for now. For now. Okay. Told you this was going to be a short episode. It's late here. It's very late here. We're going to smoothly run into Am I the A-hole? I thank Reddit users so hard for these. And yeah, let's jump into it. As always, please give me your feedback, your comments. I want to know, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I love hearing from people and opening this conversation. Let's go. So, I, 29 male, went on a date with someone I matched with on Bumble. The date was fine, nothing awful, but honestly, I just didn't feel any spark. The next morning, they texted me saying they had a nice time and would love to meet up again. Instead of replying, I just didn't. I left them on read and deleted the chat a couple days later. My logic was, we only met once. I don't owe them an explanation. But a mate of mine said ghosting like that is rude and unnecessary, like this friend, even after one date. And that I should have just sent a polite thanks, but no thanks. So, am I the a-hole for ghosting after just one date? Or is it fair to just disappear when there's no chemistry? Yes, you're the a-hole. And I really hope that people are hearing this. And I say this, it's normal behavior. This is a normal way of thinking. I haven't gave them much of a time. How long have you been texting for? How long were you messaging for on the app? How many times has that girl thought about the outfit? Oh, yes, you're the a-hole. Next. I, 31, you remember, I don't read these. I read these now and I'm trying to not skim it, because last week I skimmed a couple lines, reacted like, oh. Anyway. I, 31, female, have been on about 5 dates with someone I met on Hinge. I recommend Hinge all the time. Just saying. It's going well. We get along, there's chemistry, and we've even stayed over at each other's places a couple of times. Positive. But here's the thing. I haven't deleted or paused my dating apps. I'm still checking my matches and chatting to a few other people here and there. My reasoning is that we are not exclusive and no one has had the talk. To me, until someone says, let's be official, it's just casual dating. But when I mentioned this to a friend, they said it's unfair to the person I'm seeing. Apparently, keeping the apps active shows I'm not taking it seriously and could hurt them if they found out. So, am I the a-hole for keeping my apps active when things are moving forward with someone? Or is that just modern dating until you are exclusive? For anyone that has watched anything I post, it absolutely baffles me that you can go on 5 dates with someone, you're having sex, you're staying over, and you still feel the need to be validated more. And I guess for me, obviously, yes, you're the a-hole. That's my logic. I understand this is modern dating. This is normal, accepted behaviour. However, this is what I'm saying about changing. And also, why aren't you having a talk with him? Do you want him? Say it. Just say it. Okay, guys, that is the end of Am I the A-hole and the end of the show. So I really hope you've been able to take something away from this, whether it's the fact that modern dating is dire, or the fact that actually the eggs in one basket idea, CJ, is something I'm going to try. That'd be cool. Or you actually disagree and, don't see why I'm banging on about the fact that this is a human behavior problem. Either way, I really hope you've taken something away. And please, as I always say, drop anything in the comments, whether that's agreeing with Am I the A-hole, even if that's saying I've been in that situation, this is how I felt about it. Please get in touch. And as always, send away to whoever and get in touch if you need me. Okay, guys, I'll see you next week. Not so late this time. You can see how bleary eyed I am. Have a good evening all.